What's up? It's your boy Carcino here, and like I told y'all on the last video that I was doing, that this is it. Like, this was the one I had to get permission to do. This is the truth between Tru-Life and Jim Jones beef, or Jim Jones versus Tru-Life, or Tru-Life versus the whole Dipset, basically. Because this is basically just it. But there's some pieces in this thing y'all know nothing about, because it was attached to a lot of street stuff. Now, Jimmy and his guys, they did a lot of business here in Chicago. Some probably with rice cakes for father or something like that, I don't know. And one of our guys that we knew went out there. And when he went out there, the situation was a little like already steaming with Jim Jones' situation with these Puerto Ricans. And the problem was, when he got down there, things was getting a little weird between him and Tru-Life. Now, go back to how they met. You know, Jimmy was needing protection because he had got jumped on at the Ruckers. He got beat up. He had some beef at a club at the Tunnel. And basically, something happened with them and these Puerto Rican cats. And whatever the situation was, they took it out on Cam. And Jimmy got involved, and neither one of them was gonna live that night. They weren't playing no games. So they called up Tru-Life, and from that day on, he been like they bodyguard. You know, like the Rider Gang and the Bird Gang and all that stuff, that all stemmed from that situation. Before there was like the Bird Gang and all that stuff linking with Jimmy, they was Rider Gang, everything. So when the situation took place, and Jimmy's like, man, I'm taking care of you, man, I'm giving you money, all this stuff, like he was right hand. Lizzie the kid was basically acting like Jimmy. Everything he was doing was like Jimmy. His braids was like Jimmy. He looked like a young version of Jim Jones. So when Jimmy was gonna look out for him and kick him down with money, Jimmy wasn't really getting it like that. So instead of saying, man, I ain't got it, he was just like, man, hold this, man, I'm gonna get killed, man, gonna give you something too. And you know, when they do this show, man, they're gonna take you with them, and you know, they're gonna get rooms for everybody, man, and they're gonna kick you down with some loot. So when he gave him the money, it was like maybe $1,000. They was like, dude, you talking about putting your house up? And then he was like, we didn't bring it up the last time we saved you. So they was a little, like, not even really dealing with Jimmy too much. Well, my guy showed up there from Chicago. Now, he come out there on business. And, you know, he with Jimmy and the rest of them. And they're kicking it, doing what they do. And all of a sudden, they at a party. And this Puerto Rican cat, one of the Puerto Rican cats, I guess, who knew Jimmy had issue with him, was start going off. And it was like, man, we squashed that. And he was like, ain't nobody squashed nothing with me. And then Jimmy them got the clowning him, and he was all embarrassed. And he felt like the dude, like, I gotta do something here. And it was like, you know what? He tried to swing on Jimmy. And that's when everybody just was coming to get him. Tru-Life dudes weren't even there that night. It was just Jimmy and his crew. No Rider Gang dude was there. So dude was like, you know what? I'm killing all y'all. Pointing to my homie from the shot who just got there like 35 minutes ago. His bag ain't even unpacked. He there for this weekend trip. And, you know, dude pointing at him. And he like, should I be? And they was like, man, I got you. But dude from Motown, man. And if you don't know Motown is a react first place. they rarely ask a question before they do something. They just do it. If they feel something, if it be wrong, you figure it out later. But they just do stuff. It ain't a plan thought out at all. Motown just go. That's just how they raised over there. It's like, look, if I hesitate, somebody might get it. So his mentality is, man, look, we need to get this dude now while he here. Why let him go get people and come back and start dumping? You know, let's get him now. And they like, no, man, he just woofing, man. Don't relax, man. Just smoke something. He was like, well, all right, well, I'll feel better if I had a pistol on me. So tomorrow I need a burner. I ain't gonna be walking around out here and somebody come up and blast me. They was like, dude, we got you. So they wouldn't give him a burner. So he out there feeling crazy because, you know, dude can come up at any time. So what happened is they run into dude again. He run up and he's trying to swing on them with some type of metal rod or whatever. And him and Jimmy is boxing in the streets. So he called up, what's his name? And my guys are sitting there like, man, yeah, you got me into something out here. I don't want to be here. You know what I'm saying? When you come to the shop, I don't get you involved in none of the stuff we doing. But they was like, man, dude, you ain't even try to help. He was like, help, I don't want got him up off you. You know what I'm saying? But this dude talking about killing all of us and he coming back. You know, you ain't even doing nothing. So he called up Lizzie and all them. And Lizzie was like, man, you got that. And you got it. Oh, dude ain't a nobody. Dude's a nobody. We busy. And then he wasn't answering the phone. And then my guy knew something was fishy. He was like, man, your crew that you roll with ain't answering the phone. But yet and still, they your boys. And then Ballin came out, and Ballin was a big monster hit. This is right before Ballin even hit. Ballin hits, everybody balling. And at this time, you know, Lizzie just had enough. You know, and he wasn't really dealing with Jimmy them no more. Jimmy was trying to act like he don't know you. And that's what really got Lizzie pissed. It was like, dude, it wasn't really about the monies that how you tried to play me. So when Jay-Z had the beef with Jim Jones and them, he went and signed Tru-Life. Like, oh man, this dude's nice. Hey, we gonna get him over to the Rock. So, and Jay-Z signed them in one day. That tell you, they weren't there for that. And as soon as he did that, it was a whole bunch of hate videos. And my guy ended up having to stay for 2 weeks, which was supposed to be a weekend. He ended up staying for like 2 weeks. So, once he did the whole 2-week venture, oh, hell went down. Cause Jim Jones is like, man, fuck that nigga, man, he's a lame. And Cameron started calling him, Cameron like, I don't even know this dude. This dude reckless, man. He's on mixtapes talking about me. And he's like, I barely know this dude. So Cam was like, he's a clown. This dude making a fool. He's a baby Jim Jones. He looked just like Jimmy. I thought he was Jimmy's clone. This dude wanna be Jim Jones. So if all the people in Harlem start talking about they want to be Jimmy and all this stuff, and my guy in the middle like, dude, you don't want to give me a burner, Jimmy. I need to be out here with a burner. There's too much heat coming down right now, and I need to be strapped up. And he was, dude, we good, you good, man. We got you, man. We're gonna go get this, man. We're gonna take care of you. All this he talking, and they saw dude again. My guy beat the hell out of this guy for Jimmy. Because Jimmy was finna get it again. Puerto Rican cat. Then they come, man, why you do that, man? You ain't have to beat him like that, man. Now the Puerto Ricans gonna be all on our back, man. You know, this, man, you ain't, I told you we got this, man. Just let us do our thing out here, man. You know what, man? I'm leaving. My peeps say we done doing business. He was headed back home. He was like, somebody gotta drive me to Newark so I can get up out of here. because he ain't had no flight coming from jail. He had to go back to Newark, so nobody wanted to take him to Newark. So my guy, to being the dude he is, he was ready to fight right then and there, because he's from Motown. So he knocked out one of Jimmy guys who tried to put his hands on him. They got to fighting. He knocked him out. Now let me tell you about my guy from Motown. He's about 5'8". Been in the joint a couple of times. Kind of swole. He's a no-nonsense human being. He's not about going back to jail, and he ain't about being murdered. So when my man came around and he wanted to talk this He-Man stuff, he's gonna strike. He's not gonna keep talking. Now, he wanted to have his own back protected. He didn't trust in nobody talking about they got him. You know what I'm saying? So that's only gonna fly a couple of days. So he ended up coming back home without anything. So it was like a burnt trip. And since he's home, what continued after the fact is what we all know today. Tru-Life and Jimmy got into it. They called him, and then him and Cam had problems because Cam was making mixtapes, and him and J.R. Ryder, they tried to catch J.R. Ryder and put the guns on him. It was like 9 of them in a car jumping out, but J.R. Ryder got ghosts. My mate J.R. Ryder was like, pew, straight down the street, gone. So they didn't catch him, but they caught Cam outside of the radio station. He's gonna be on the Ed Lover show. And then they had a talking with Cam, and then they smacked Cam in the face with the pistol. And at this time, Cam was battling with 50 Cent. And that will be the next video too. Cameron versus 50. So we can get this all in perspective and get it all knocked out in one big swoop, because all of this stuff was tied in one big knot, because everything was happening at the same time. So while Cam getting pistol whipped, you know, they called Ed Lover, like, man, you set me up. You know, so Ed Lover was like, I ain't setting nobody up. I ain't know what went on down there. He's like, man, look, I'm gonna call a truce and try to dead this whole thing. And while they call it a truce to try to dead it, people like, no, man, screw that, man. It's on. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to be on like that. It's on like that. They wanted to keep it going. And now they went to a whole thing of, man, we got to stop giving this guy life. You know what I'm saying? And they know what the real problem was. Jay-Z authorizing all this, giving this dude a record deal. So they finna keep coming over the top. Like, man, let's just expose Jay-Z. We're gonna keep calling him a camel. And Jay is very emotional. So, like, they think that those words just go down his back and all that. Jay's very emotional. He take those emotional scars and keep them with him. But he hold grudges. And then he'd be like, oh, you think that's so petty? It's not like he hold a grudge. No, he holds a grudge. He just don't let the public see it. So all of a sudden, yeah, now y'all finna call this a Jay-Z hate video, go ahead. But all of a sudden, now that he's done all this and he's got Tru-Life running around, Tru-Life ain't got no material out. It's like, man, where's his single? What is he doing? Where's his album? And then he gets in a real life situation where he was in an incident where a man was stabbed, one man died, one man lived, but you know, he's in jail. So hopefully he'll be home soon. He got a parole coming up. But that's how that beef started. End up going there. And my guy still ain't dealing with them from that incident. And I'm out.